Earl Nightingale always says you can conceive an idea, conceive it. Right now, I'm just going to say vacation home because it was out there, if you don't mind. So I have conceived this idea of vacation home. 3 words: conceive, believe, achieve. So at first you got this idea, it's floating around, it came to you. Understand why it came to you. All those ideas floating around are coming to you for a reason. You were meant to have them. You were meant to have them. Now, how do we go about getting them is a whole other story. We're going to talk about that. Everything works out that whatever you want, you can get by following a certain process. So listen, the big part about it is, I said you can conceive the idea. The challenge is, do you believe that you can get it? Do you believe you're worth it? Are you worthy of this beautiful vacation home? This is where our thinking comes in. This is where we get confused. This is where our attitude kicks in. So I had to discover, what is attitude? I like to call attitude our circle of responsibility. There's only 3 things on the whole planet. As much as you might think it's anything more, and if you think it's more, I'd like to hear what it is. But our circle of responsibility for ourselves, 3 words. Attitude. What is attitude? Attitude is our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. I like to call it our circle of responsibility. That is all, as a human being, we are responsible for. Anything believe that? Thoughts, feelings, actions. Anything else? Anything popping into your head that say, whoa, wait a minute, I'm responsible for so much more than that? Anybody? You're all with me? All right, good. So listen, here's what it comes down to. You know what you want. What are your thoughts about it? You got this thought. You're thrilled. You know, your heart's pounding. It's in your heart of hearts. You're so thrilled. You're so excited. How do you feel about it? Very important. Because how you feel about it, guess what? The next step is the actions you're going to take towards achieving it. So everything starts with an idea. Everything. Everything on the planet, everything you can see around you, everything around here has been made twice. Once as an idea, created upstairs, and once manifested in its physical form. Somebody had to actually look at this idea of a table, put it on paper, draw it out, and the next thing you know, it manufactured itself in its physical form. So here we go. Attitude, thoughts, feelings, actions. Take a look at how you're thinking, because it's going to make you know and how you feel, and it's going to have your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. So when you're going with success, it is not your aptitude, it's your attitude towards everything you do will take you down to road to success. We're going to move along a little bit. We'll pass over this. As I said, everything starts with an idea. Does anybody have an idea of something they want more, better, different? Be, do, have? Is there anything you like? Sure. All right, shout one out. I want to be, do, I want more, better, different.
I want more free time.
I want more free time. Well, that's funny. That's like a common thing, right? Everybody wants more free time. Well, we both know there is no such thing as free time, right? It's time. You got to block it off, make it your time, whatever you want to be. We were discussing that the other day about mapping it out and planning it out. So we'll talk about how we can get more free time. So decide what it is you want. Success is a consistent, persistent process. Everything we need, everything we want, we have to get by following a certain process. Think about it. We all decided, we made a decision to come here today, right? We had to take a certain process today to make this happen. We had to get up, shower, comb our hair, get going, find out where we're going, MapQuest, GPS, find out where we are, get here, sit down, come. There's a process to going through what we're doing right now. And it all started out the day you got the call and said, hey, are you coming to the TAB meeting? Process started then. Yes, I am. I made a decision. Boom, it went on your calendar. So we made this process of getting what we want. You wanted to be here today. At least I hope you wanted to be here today. I shouldn't take that for granted. So what do you want? Things start to happen. They really start to happen when what you want goes into your heart of hearts. Really, when you place it in there and it becomes your burning desire. If you take a look at your life right where you are now and just take a second and think about the things you really, really wanted, how did you feel? when you wanted it, and you wanted to go see that person, or that person you connected with, or that type of food that you ate and you loved, and you really wanted to go again and you couldn't wait. It became a burning desire. You just couldn't live without it. It was in your heart of hearts. It's all, you became all encompassed with it. Of all the things you've ever achieved, somewhere, somehow, they became a burning desire. It's the only way it works. So everything starts with an idea like we talked about. So you know what you want. It became your burning desire. Now notice I didn't just say desire. We desire a lot of things. Throughout life, if you look back on a lot of things we've desired, you know, I desire to do this, I desire to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. A lot of things. Think about it. How many dreams have you had that have come and gone that you haven't achieved? Many. Many ideas. Why? Most of the time it's because, like I said, if you get the idea, the best way to save it, stab it with the pencil, put it on the paper. You can always go back to it. I have gone back to something recently that I wrote down 18 months ago, because I'm restructuring everything. And I have it. It was 18 months ago. I want to do a talk on stress relief with people and have some fun with it. You know, stress in the workplace, and how do we get rid of stress, and how do we have fun, and how do we relax and start to live life as we want to live and have more free time. I love it. So a definite plan. So if you know what you want right now, do you know how to get it? I was at a conference once and a man stood up at the mic and he said, I'll tell you what, tell me what you want and I'll show you how to get it. And I was like, yeah, look at you. You'll show me. Who are you? You know, I'm like, you're going to show me how to get it, right? And I was like, well, who's this guy and what does he think? And tell me what you want and I'll show you how to get it. And when he went through his talk, it started to hit me. What he was actually saying was, everything we ever want to achieve or get is a process. So what he was going to teach me that day was the process that you could use to get everything you want. So literally what it comes down to, it's not just a desire, it's a burning desire. Not just a plan. It's possible. Yeah, you know, there's one thing I believe in. I don't know if I'll ever reach it, but I truly believe every single one of us in this room has infinite potential. Infinite. It doesn't end. It really, our potential never ends. You know, there was so many times when you think about it, you didn't know how to tie your shoe. Think about the first time somebody put you behind the wheel of a car. You had to ask them how to start it. Where does my foot go? How do I get in the car? Which key opens the door? Now you pop in, you're gone. It's just done. It's over. So we have infinite potential to be, do, and have what we want. The question is, who do you have to be? What do you have to do to get what you want? See, this is simple, yet not easy. But I ask you this, whoever said it was going to be easy? You know, life is difficult. And as soon as you realize that, it gets easier. How amazing is that? I love that. I heard that, I think it's in the Road Less Travel. Your want, burning desire, backed by a definite plan. Not just a plan. We've all had plans. Oh, I made plans, I made plans. A definite plan. What does that mean, a definite plan? Committed. Definite. This is what I'm doing every day. This is my plan. And I'm not going to stop until I get it. It's a definite plan. So what happens? You have a deadline at the end. Why do you have a deadline? It puts pressure on you. Now you got to get up. You got to do things. And what happens when you have this definite plan? You have this thing you want. It's your burning desire. You build this plan, this total definite plan that you're going to work every day, and you hit your deadline. What do? You change the date of your deadline. You never change your goal. If it is something you want and you absolutely have a burning desire to achieve it and get it, you follow your definite plan. You might have to tweak your plan, see if it's working, maybe do something else, ask somebody else, see what's going on. Anything you want, if there's a word for it, somebody's already done it. If there's a word for it, somebody's already done it. Think of it that way. It frees you up that easily. And when you see people who are successful in what you want to do, ask them how. Successful people love to share how they did it. They love to share with people. I tell the story of Arthur Imperator. Does anybody know who Arthur Imperator is? When I grew up, you know Arthur Imperator? Yeah, Arthur Imperator was a legend when I grew up. Hudson County. He was a legend. The man owned APA Trucking. And APA was so great to us as kids because They would bring us in, and we'd bring us in from the city kids, and we were allowed to swim in their pool. They had a big facility there, and Arthur Imperator would bring all the county kids in once a week. So Guttenberg got to go, and we'd get to swim. Mr. Imperator would meet us at the gate. Now this guy, multi-millionaire, meet us at the gate, welcome us in, let us swim in his facility. So then a little later on, you're wondering how success builds upon success. Success does build upon success. You can't build on failure, you can only build on success. So this is what we're talking about, little by little by little. You can learn from failure, you can only build from success. Arthur Imperator now owns all the land. That is now the yachts that crossed Manhattan back and forth. What is that called? The ferry, the Weehawken ferry. He owns all the ferry business, all that stuff down there. He bought all that land down there when he had APA. And now I actually sat down and I looked at him and I said, I walked in, his office is still inside the ferry place, visible to everyone. He's 85 years old. So I've got my flip camera and I say to my sister, I'm going for it. I go in and I said, listen, could I get 5 minutes with you? I want you to talk a little bit about success. He goes, absolutely. Gave me 5 minutes, gave me a card with a number on it and said, here, you know, call my secretary. I called her, she never called me back. So I got 5 minutes with this legend that we grew up with to ask him what he thought it was about. And what he realized was his whole thing was he took care of people, and in turn people took care of him. He served first. He loved serving us as kids, and as we grew into adults and everything, we went back and served him. It was fantastic. And people serve him today because he served.